Okay folks, well it is another day and we popped off this morning to a small bicycle auto jumble, a bike jumble, and well I didn't buy anything bicycle related, though the youthful assistant did pick up this lovely little lamp. I'm not sure if there's a maker's name on it, but he managed to get that down to £8, but it's in lovely condition, just the right amount of wear on the paint, so we like that kind of thing a lot. And the bonus, a Brucey bonus, was this proper rally bracket here. So if you didn't have a lamp bracket on your bicycle, you could attach that to your forks there and fit it onto your bike. So that's actually a really nice thing.
What did you say?
Brucey bonus. No, you're too young. I'll explain it later. But yeah, that's quite a nice thing. And also at the same place, I got this, an ancient. There you go. Yeah. This, so you take the bracket off now. So here is an ancient tin of Auto Bright car polish. You're blocking the light, young man.
My bad.
There we go. All right, there we go. Auto Bright car polish. I've never seen a tin like that before. What year that is? Shake well. What year that is, I'm not entirely sure, but it must be 1920, so that was a good find. That was another find at the bike jumble. And to complete our set of purchases at the bike jumble is this. Now it looks like an SU carburetor because it is an SU carburetor, but this one has been sectioned as some sort of teaching, training aid, that kind of thing. And if you look at it, it's all at a bit of an angle. So this is the mounting onto the manifold, the inlet manifold, but the float chamber, this bit where the fuel goes in, is at an angle, so that would be like that. So I think this is probably off a Mini or maybe an 1100, something like that. But either way, I thought that was just a really interesting thing. I've never seen one of these before. I've seen cutaway engines before, and never a cutaway SU carb, presumably early to mid 1960s. To guess the date on that one, but I just thought that was a really interesting little bit of ephemera, automobilia. So that came home with us as well. And on the way back, we called in at an antique centre. I bought this, which I've never seen one of these tins before, the John Bull control lever rubbers. And it says something about motorcycle carburetor and ignition levers. And in there are a couple of little rubber push-on covers, I suppose you'd call them, just for levers on a motorbike or maybe a mower, that kind of thing. Well, I just thought that was a really neat little tin. There's a bit of information on the back, but it's not very legible. I thought that was a real little Bobby Dazzler. And to round off our finds this morning, we've got this, a magnificent box for the Kismet Duplex foot pump. Now this is quite a thing. It's a little bit delicate. The hinges, one of the hinges is broken a little bit over there, but that is really cool. And Harley does have a Kismet Duplex pump somewhere. I've got one in Big Dodge and Harley's got one in his own collection as well. So I thought, well, this will be perfect. We will clean this up, we will wax it up, and we have found, Mrs. OCC has found some proper old style beeswax there. So I think that'll just bring it up a treat and just bring up the colour a little bit. It does need a bit of a clean. But there is the remains of some writing on the top there. But yeah, it's just such a great thing, and it's got a little stamp, I think, for a guarantee on the end there as well. But yeah, we'll photograph that on another occasion with the pump once we've cleaned this all up. But I think this will come up very nice indeed. I think I have got some old hinges, some suitable hinges somewhere, so I think we'll be able to do something with that. But to have the right box for the right pump, I think that really just finishes everything off a treat. So that was a really good find. So overall, very interesting and worthwhile run out this morning. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you're a fan of old foot pumps like the Kismet Duplex. Right, stage one is just to clean off the worst of the dirt, revealing the lovely lettering on the top. Wow. William Turner and Brother Limited, Sheffield, England. Wow. I mean,
it's not faded, it's just the dirt.
I mean, you couldn't see that at all, could you, before? Just move it over there so you get a bit more light on things. Yeah, wow. Yeah. Yes, just wipe it over gently and then That'll do it, wouldn't it? Yeah, well, that's really good. If it comes up looking that obvious once you actually start waxing it up, you'll be laughing. Yeah, this side's not so bad, is it? But just give it a gentle wipe over. And just get the loose dirt off, isn't it? How nice does that now look? The legend on the top is now revealed. You could barely even read that before. We've also got it on this side as well, and indeed on the back. That's probably where it's clearest of all, actually. Yeah. Fantastic. And just to try it out for size, I've dug out my own Kismet Duplex Master. This one, probably late 30s, is actually an Air Ministry specification. These high pressure pumps were often used in the RAF for testing the pressurized systems within fighter aircraft between sorties. So yeah, so I just thought, just to finish off this little segment, I'd show you what a pump that would have originally been in there actually looks like. So yeah, what a great pair. Maybe I should have bought it myself. Few final adjustments as this lamp is trial fitted onto the bike here. Yep, ooh, been green as well. That looks.
Let's see what height it is.
That looks just perfect. I like the bulb as well, which is sort of, I'm not sure how you'd explain it, but it's not smooth glass. The bulb.
No, yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks bob on, doesn't it? Just the right amount of paint on it.
It's the right height.
Yeah. Looks about right to me. Yeah. That was well worth the £8 that you invested.
It probably would work, but it'd take a bit to get it working.
Harley's just trial fitting his Kismet Duplex. There you go.
It's for it, isn't it?
Bob on. Spot on.
Just need to sort out the hinge and the.
Yeah, we'll redo the hinge
stuff.
sometime, but yeah. Yeah. It's quite a cosy fit, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll put it on top of it.
Yeah.
You go like that, maybe.
That's the nicest looking side, isn't it, that one? So,
A bit like
I don't know about
that. Am I alright to put weight on?
Yeah, fine.
It's only
Put it
resting
in
on.
place. Yeah, it'll be fine.
You want that? That bad blew off my door the other day.
So,
Sorry.
spot
Stay
on.
there for now.
Spot on. And while I'm on the subject of classic car memorabilia, I wanted to send a big thanks out to Stuart, who kindly donated a huge package of reference books, magazines, leaflets, all that kind of thing relating to cars of years gone by. And this is just a small section of what he sent over. There were reference books for like Hepalite pistons, all that sort of thing. They've now been integrated into the garage, and these are just some of the extra bits and bobs which I've kept in the office upstairs, and I thought I'd just share with you some of the interesting things that are here, just to sort of see what there is. Now that we have the Austin A60 accessories, so if the Austin A60 Cambridge wasn't exciting enough for you in its standard form, you could nip down to your BMC sales agency and spec some of these extra goodies. A reversing light, heated, well, demister panel for the rear window, a natty set of seat covers, small little fire extinguisher there, maybe a Bradex, extra switchgear, lamps, touch-up paint, all that kind of thing. And who doesn't love a bit of info like this? So let's just have a quick dash through just some of the stuff that Stuart kindly sent. Got a little leaflet here relating to the Ford Anglia 105e, 10,000 miles in 7 days and nights. This was an endurance run undertaken at Goodwood in about 1960, I think. Yeah, 10,000 miles in Ford Anglia at 60 miles an hour, a week's test at the Goodwood circuit. dizzy skids. So yeah, interesting stuff. Who doesn't love these old leaflets? I know I do. And here, a little leaflet here for Sunshine British made replacement bulbs, obtainable at Woolworths. Who remembers Woolies? And that looks suspiciously like a Renault Dauphine. And we are back to Ford Anglia's Castrol Achievements for 1961. Quite a few companies used to produce these annually, just celebrating their successes on 2, 3 and 4 wheels. So we've got bike racing, cars, sports cars, international rallying. There's an aeroplane flying over as I speak. Yeah, Porsches, bikes, sidecar racing, all this kind of thing. Little 2-stroke Saab there. That looks like fun. But yeah, we've got some aircraft action. Vickers Viscount, couple of de Havilland Comets, the Sud Aviation Caravelle, which shared its cockpit section with the Comet. A bit of nerdy aero information for you there. But yeah, that is super duper. AES Engine Spares Handbook for 1963. So all very handy if you're regularly rebuilding car engines. Ball bearing plumber blocks here, just as a reminder of how much engineering used to go on in this country. An invitation here for the Jaguar Drivers Club. Let's have a quick look in here. There's a club HQ at the Norfolk Hotel. We've got an E-Type, Mark II and a Mark 10, I think. So that's pretty neat. I'm not sure the age of this. It's about 1970, I think. Somewhere around about that kind of period. Instructions here for fitting a heater, the Smith's heater, to a sit-up and beg Ford Anglia and Prefect. And we are back to motor accessories, this time Ford guaranteed accessories for all passenger vehicles. And if we open this up full colour, we see a lovely bright yellow, our favourite colour, Ford Anglia, with just some of the exciting options that you could specify. Manual radio, fog lamp, screen washer kit, because of course windscreen washers weren't always a standard fitment on cars at that time. We've got the spring back wing mirrors there, they're very, very useful. I used to have those on my A40. Just pop that over there. Girling shock absorbers, well that's a name that we're still very familiar with today. Pistons or piston rings. Who's that for? Wellworthy. That's a name always associated with piston rings. Ferodo fan belts. Toolkits, the Nubo toolkits. Well, remember that name. And here we've got lovely tool chests, tool sets, all sorts of things, all manufactured here in the UK. And it's really just a reminder of just how much of this kind of thing has been lost in terms of manufacture here in this country. But yeah, that's that. And one of my favourite things is actually this. You can just about read out the power brakes. This is a transfer that you would have put in the rear window of your car if you'd fitted it with a brake booster or brake servo. And there's a little leaflet about the FB brake booster. And yes, if we just hold that up to the light, you can see. So that would look fantastic in a car. I'm not sure if I'd trust actually trying to use this transfer, because old transfers don't always come off the backing paper very successfully, but it's a very neat thing. And one of the oldest things in this particular set of goodies is this: instructions for Lucas electric lighting and ignition equipment for motorcycles. I think I've got the car equivalent of this, but it's all about fault finding, that kind of thing, with Lucas electrics, ignition, horns, magnetos, lamps, all that kind of thing, dynamo and that kind of stuff. So that's always really useful. So that'll find the corner. There's something very noisy just driving behind me. There's a bit of building work going on over there, so apologies for the racket. This is a programme for a Riley Register event way back in 1980. And that doesn't sound too long ago, but it is 45 years ago now. I wonder if these cars are still around. Are these still about, I wonder? I'm sure they'll be around somewhere, but let's not get distracted. Got a wiring diagram there for another lighting conversion. Under bonnet sticker for Holt's Glycol Master Antifreeze. That's about 1970, I would have thought. Another super catalogue here about your clutch. This was produced by Borg and Beck. Again, with so many of these old leaflets and catalogues, really nicely illustrated. Let's just have a quick look in there. And what's this car here? The front looks a bit like a Lanchester LD10, the middle possibly Morris Minor, and the back, well, that looks like an Austin Devon to me. Yeah, wonderful stuff. Villiers Industrial and Agricultural Engines. So this is a list of service depots, July 1955 edition. That's all jolly good. Cords engineered piston rings. So we've got a list of prices there. Part numbers as well. And that's where these reference books come in really handy, is when you find boxes of parts with a part number but no mention of what car they're for. Using these old reference books can be a real boon in identifying what car certain parts will fit. Here we have Marshall lamps, French Marshall lamps, fine for Ferrari, right for you. Le Mans Victors 1960. And this kind of thing is so useful when you're accessorizing a classic car and you want to know what were the correct items or accessories to fit on your car for your particular year. Then this kind of thing can be really, really handy indeed. All sorts of lovely old Marshall lamps in this case, and that particular leaflet, so that's a real treat. Now this is another lamp, and I've never heard of these before. This is the rotor flare. So if I can just try and open that. This is a special fog light that you could adjust the angle of from the driver's seat. So I don't think I've ever seen one of these before. So fingertip control on your dashboard swivels the rotor flare through 90 degrees, letting you pick out curb or cat's eyes as required. Has any of you watching this video got one of those fitted on their cars, I wonder? And we're back to tools. King Dick hand tools. Apologies for the breeze. And the wonderful wall cabinet there. How spectacular does that look? I do like the look of that. Yeah, we've got quite a few King Dick tools dotted around the garage. Yeah, just wonderful stuff. Now we've got a brochure. This one for the Hillman Husky, so the estate car equivalent, I suppose, of the Hillman Minx. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Really practical car. Fold the seats down and it's a bit like a van, similar carrying capacity to the Commer Cobb. And then you can pop seats back up again if you need to carry people in the back. So yeah, great car, really practical car that is. Got another brochure here for the Mark III Ford Zephyr, the 4-cylinder version. And another here for the good old Austin 1100, the new Austin 1100. Of course, there are so many different variants based on the Austin and the Morris 1100. Of course, we see these quite regularly at some of the car shows we get to. But it's always really cool to see these lovely old full colour brochures. And if you've got one of these cars, one of these on the back seat, just looks perfect. I always try and have an original brochure to go with whatever car we have at the time. But yeah, this is in lovely condition. There's King Charles just having a look inside the interior of a new 1100. But yeah, wonderful stuff. A bit more information, another dimmed headlight system here. Anti-dazzle, which is very much in the news at the moment about LEDs on modern cars, especially people who fit LED bulbs to headlights that weren't originally designed for them. But that's another subject altogether. And the last thing I'm going to look at here is this Delco Remy catalogue. Now, if you've been following the channel for a little while, you'll remember I had some trouble finding the right ignition parts for our Renault 4 CV. And being a UK built car, a Renault 750, it has Delco Remy ignition parts, unlike the French equivalents. And it took quite a while to find the original part numbers for the bits that I needed for my car. And the car, the 4CV, is actually listed in here, so this would have come in very handy a year or two back. So this will be going in the Renault file in case I need to find any more bits for it. So yeah, this was really just wanted to give a quick shout out to Stuart, who kindly donated a huge collection of old paperwork very recently. So a big thumbs up to him, and thank you so much for watching this video. There'll be loads more videos along very soon. Please give it a like, leave a comment, that kind of thing, and there'll be many more videos are lined up for the rest of this year. So thanks for watching, and bye for now.